Three, two, one.
Hey everybody, thank you for waiting. We are finally here. How are you tonight, Jeff? Is Jeff with us? That'd be just amazing if his computer crashed like seconds after we started the show.
I'm
Jeff, you're
sorry, I
muted.
was muted.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hey everybody.
Hey everyone, how are you tonight, Jeff?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm going to do a quick shout out. I think push him. Yep. So, first one tonight was Hi Ryan Spur. Welcome. We also have Noise Guru. Damien G's in the chat. Ryugami Mikado. We also have Pushing Buttons 62. That some people remember as 63. Sagar Mandela Effect is in the chat. Hello, Jose. Hard to Believe is also here. Everybody's jumping in. Go Kart Bob. It's good to see you guys at 2:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It just gets later and later, it seems like. We just give up. It's okay. Hey, Analog Line. All right, so we have a couple new ones tonight. And if we have time, we might do a couple other things. But the other things are going to be like, up in the air, what you guys want to see. Who knows? But the three new things I think are worth looking at. And I hope it, like I wrote in the temporary description, I hope it was worth the wait. Because really, they're blowing our minds. So, without any further ado, I think we're just going to jump into it because it is so late. And I'm sure if anyone else is still awake, they'll eventually find their way here. Right? You want to do that one first? All right, we'll do that one first. I
Yeah.
thought that would be the ending one, but okay.
Should it be?
Yeah, I think it should.
Okay.
I would go in the order it's in. Start with camping.
I was excited about that one. That's why I wanted to do that first.
I know, but that's exactly why we should do it last.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's see. Which one are we going to do then?
The green one, the camping. Yeah, because the camping one, I can't say for sure is a Mandela effect, but I think it is. I think it is. And the person who found this has an anchor memory that says it is for them. So I'm going to let you guys decide once we present it. So here we go. Would you like to read this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
A while back, I read about a new trend of people living in tiny homes, and recently that trend of people living in tiny homes has morphed into something even stranger. People are now converting helicopters into destination Airbnbs, tiny vacation homes for themselves, and even in-law suites.
Hey, Kevin T. Welcome.
Wow, this is weird.
You're not showing it yet. This isn't even it. This is new. This is not Mandela yet.
Since this is so obviously a new trend, it's not a Mandela effect, but what I'm going to ask you very well could be one.
The one should have been removed, but we're just going to ignore that because I was rushing.
Credit Jennifer M's children. Yes or no? Do you recall either in your past or ever learning about Winnebago selling helicopters to consumers?
So yes or no in the chat. And pushing button says Airwolf the B&B. That's good. I like it. Do you recall Winnebago selling helicopters to consumers? Yes or no? I have no answers yet. Okay, let's see. Analog Lime says No. LOL. Damien G says, can't say I have. Pushing buttons. No. Jeff, while we're waiting for answers, what do you remember?
Not this.
Me either. Hard to believe is a no. Noise Guru is a no. Right, Gamine says, no for me, but I'm not from the area. It is, say, popular. It's okay. Hey, Rodney, welcome. Oh, the question is on the screen, Rodney. It is yes or no. Do you recall, either in your past or ever learning about, Winnebago selling helicopters to consumers? Also, Go-Kart Bob, that was the question. Hey, Super Mario Brothers, welcome. Well, oh, Rodney is a no. Go-Kart Bob, you want to chime in? Also a no. Super Mario is just waking up. So I think we'll go on. Super Mario can answer, but we can go on.
Okay. Does anyone remember this being a part of their past? Because this was actually sold. The Helihome or Helicamper was sold by Winnebago in the late 1970s for the incredibly ridiculous price of $300,000. That's equivalent to $1.5 million in 2022.
Anyone? This is ridiculous.
It is.
I can't.
And I can't.
Hi, Kevin, again. Yeah, so you can go on.
Interestingly, no one seems to know the exact years these were sold other than the late 70s. There's no info under either name on any wiki I've found. Yet there are many ads, articles, and videos on this camper.
Like I said, I can't say this is definitely a Mandela effect, but I believe it is, in my opinion.
I believe it is too.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the glamping trend of converting helicopters into homes that are stuck in one place, this Winnebago was still a functioning helicopter thanks to their partnership with Orlando Helicopter Airways.
So this isn't just a converted helicopter, everyone. This is one you could fly to wherever you're going, which is just absolutely nuts.
Because, you know, that's like real common.
Thank you for even being here, Hi Ryan Spur, this time of night. We're honored. Thank you. Have a great night. Get some sleep. Pushing Button says, Airwolf to Sandy. Airwolf to Sandy. No, over. Hard to believe says, seems safe as. We'll see. Yeah, there's more. Go ahead. No way. Stop it. Okay, wait. Did we mention that? Did I actually say what you had up?
What's that?
When you had the first folder up, did I even say what it was? Did I actually say what it was about?
You didn't.
Because check out the chat. Rodney says, I'm getting a total Brady Bunch feel.
Whoa.
Nuts. That's so nuts. Oh
I know why he said that, and it's not because he saw anything or heard anything.
I know. That's why my mind is blown.
Yeah, that's
Rodney, that is like the best sync I've ever seen in my life.
right.
Oh my gosh. All right, we can go on. Oh, wait a minute. I did post it in Facebook. Rodney, did you come from Facebook? Be honest. If you didn't, that's crazy. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff.
And despite it gracing the covers of Popular Mechanics, Popular Science, and even Time magazine, unsurprisingly, the Home did not take off as their inventors had envisioned.
Wow, that's crazy. Rodney doesn't do Facebook. All right, my mind is blown. You'll know by the end of the show, Rodney. You'll understand in like 10, 15 minutes. Just hang in there. Okay.
They released this 300K vehicle at the height of the fuel crisis in a recession, and you needed to know how to fly a helicopter if you planned on actually using it. Then you'd also need a place to land it safely wherever you wanted to vacation and needed the space to store it.
So really, in reality, who is going to own this thing? Like they actually made this thing thinking it was going to sell well?
How could
That
it?
makes no sense to me.
No.
You need to have a license to fly a helicopter. You need to know how to fly a helicopter. Or at least have someone to fly the helicopter for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense at all.
Hence why it's a Mandela, I think.
Same. So here's if you want to read the comment, go for it.
All right.
Jen. Just say Jen.
Okay. Jen?
Yeah, that's Jen. Yes.
Okay. Sandy DiVincenzo. Yeah, no kidding. My dad had all the popular mechanics, and surely we would have heard of something like this before. Again, have to give credit to my children. They came to me and were telling me all about it. In total, only 7 to 12 were ever sold. Closer to 7 is more likely, making this a true collector's item if any still exist. So while the camper may just have been info we didn't know, I still believe it is Mandela history because of Jen's anchor memory of her dad's magazine collection.
And like I said, why would they make such an expensive item that most, like 99.9% of the world would not be able to use? Just
And nobody ever mentioned it, talked about it. We never heard of it. It's crazy.
Exactly. Hey, TD Mage. Hey, Mustard Seed of Faith. TD Mage says they wouldn't have to sell many of them for it to be worth their while, but 7? I don't know. That seems a little low. 7 to 12, even 12.
Even
like
12.
1,200 maybe, but 12?
They had to have taken a humongous loss on that.
Only the rich, only the billionaires. But were there billionaires back then? I don't think there were. You'd have to be an Elon Musk. Really.
I mean, there were, but not as many as there are now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Bill Gates.
I'm curious what you think about this. Do you think this is a Mandela effect, a product that never existed in our past? Or do you think it's something we missed due to the rarity? Let me know in the comments below.
Yeah, so this is I think it is. Like I said, in my opinion, I believe it's a Mandela. I believe it's a product that didn't exist in my past. But you guys may have a different opinion. Someone may have even seen this before. I don't know if they sell model model helicopters of this. I don't know. Maybe someone's seen this before, but I definitely haven't. And I definitely see more reasons to believe that no one in their right mind would have actually made this and to sell. I don't know. I just don't see a return on investment that makes it worthwhile enough to do it. At least back then. Maybe today. There's a lot more rich people today than there was back then. Maybe today, but not back then. I don't know. Analog Lime says it's a Mandela. Hard to Believe says probably a shift. And TD Mage typed that before the sales number was revealed. Gotcha. Yeah, right, Rodney? People with play money, yeah. You have money to play with, money to burn, maybe. But again, you still need the storage. You still need someone to fly it. That means that person's going to have to come on vacation with you, and you're going to have to put them up in a hotel room or something, or have them camping with you. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't
No, doesn't make sense. It's such a niche market. Why would they even bother?
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, we should have flying cars by now. Ryugamin says, same Sandy, I guess.
Well, I'm kind of relieved that we don't. The way people drive, they're bad enough on the road.
Oh
Imagine
my gosh,
there.
you're right. You're absolutely right. Because if you crash in the sky, you still gotta fall.
Yeah, much, much worse.
All right. Now you guys might think I'm crazy here. Bear with me, all right? If something seems, just wait. All right. I need to talk about the Statue of Liberty again. Some things are definite Mandela effects for me, and one could be something I just missed happening, but I still think I believe these are all Mandela effects, but I can concede that maybe one isn't. But let you see it first. I'll let you decide, and then I'll go with whatever you guys say. All right, we can go to the next one. The first thing I want to ask you, do you remember Lady Liberty being so rotund, large? Seriously, she looks so much heavier and rounder than I remember. These images are from Google Maps and photos taken by visitors I'm about to show you. I want you to look at her. Do you remember her stomach rounded out coming out? She looks like she's pregnant or actually more built like a heavy set man. I don't remember her like this. She
Neither
was
do I.
straight in the front. There was no bulge happening in the front for me. She's pregnant, says Noise Guru. So you also say it. I'm not crazy. Thank you.
Yeah, there's no way she looked like that.
She is a man. I agree. And I'm going to show you the best picture of her as a man that I've ever found. Really, Damien says it was discussed that she looked like she put on some pounds back in 2017.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I've covered Statue of Liberty many times. She never looked like that for me, ever. No, it's like I just shifted to this. This was not like this for me a couple months ago.
Me either.
Not fat or pregnant, supposedly, says Ryagami, and Pushing Button says nope. Yes, it went around the Mandela community. I don't remember that at all. But this is like nothing compared to what I'm about to talk about. This was just the least of it, believe it or not. I was just going to say that the statue, Mr. Super Sidewire says it's been eating Americans. I was going to say that it just caught up with, the obesity problem in America has now affected the statue. That's all I was going to say.
That's a good theory.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we can move on to the second problem.
I will as soon as I can.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You're crashing?
No, it's something else. My computer's acting weird.
Mm.
What the hell?
The torch was plated with gold when they restored the statue in 1986. Whether or not that's a Mandela for you or not, that is the history now. Right, Gaming says they say big is beautiful. Well, the statue is still beautiful to me. It just isn't the statue I remember. Hey, Michael E., welcome. Oh no, pushing buttons. My cat had that too. Oh, it was horrible. We had to have her tapped a few times. It was horrible. I'm so sorry, Pushing.
Oh no.
We had to pray for Pushing Buttons' cat.
Yeah. So sorry, Pushing Buttons. That sucks.
I'm just showing the Statue of Liberty from different angles so you can see how round she is compared to compared to my memory, that looks ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, always does that to me. There we go.
So here's the first issue that, guys, do you remember like a Made in France label on the bottom here? Anybody remember this plaque? The Statue of Liberty security dub it the Made in France label because it basically says, like, actually, I have a picture of what it says. I just have to go find it. But it's in French. It's basically saying this plaque was made in this place in France by this person, and the metal was manufactured by this foundry. That's what it says. And I don't remember this plaque at all. Does anyone remember this? Hey, Mandanimal. Mandanimal says nope. Statue looks like it's pointing to Super Mario. I'll have to go see that. Can you go back 1 second? Because I'm still reading the chat. Mustard Seed of Faith says, I'm not American, and I know that definitely looks different to me. TD Mage says no. Let's see. I thought it was on the tablet. No, that's separate. This is just a whole different... Everything... I don't know. There's a plaque inside with the "Give me you're tired, you're poor." There's the date and everything on what's in her hand on the tablet, and now there's this extra one that I don't remember ever being there, and you can see it in so many pictures. It's more obvious in older pictures because of the black and white. You're gonna see it. It's more obvious. It should have been jumping out to us. You'll see. Can't say I remember the plaque or remember ever hearing about it, says Damien. If it was there, maybe it would be made fun of in cartoons or something. Right. It may now, because you know how a Mandela effect works. Everything goes, follows the same timeline. But I have no memory of this. No, the fact it was made in France was never obvious, thus often came up in discussion, says Joner Games. Definitely looks more rotund than I ever remember, says Daniel Wiley. Yeah, it's just nuts. The whole thing was hurting my head, but it gets weirder, guys. All right, now you can go on. So finally, in 2020, I covered the new stairs, new for me at least, that were never there despite them being there since at least the 1970s, seen behind Nixon giving a speech. So I covered these in 2020 prior to me making presentations. It was just like one image in the front. It's when I was covering the name. I forget the name. Enlightening the World or something. I forget the actual name of the statue. But I covered the actual name of the statue that no one had ever heard of at the time, 3 years ago. And I also covered these stairs. Next image. So here's some images, and I want everyone to take note that in these old images, you can see that plaque. Clear as day. That was never there on the side. I had to mark these up again. So the original boxes were the stairs around Nixon's head, the stairs behind the girl, and then the stairs in the top left. I drew the rotundness line and added boxes around the... Are you able to zoom in on the top left and the label? Just see, you can see them. I'm not crazy. I would have seen that. They have like boxes. Now I did enlarge them so they're out of proportion right now. But you could see these dark marks. You would see it, and I didn't see it before. That's the wrong angle. You wouldn't be able to see it in the bottom. So these are the same images I used in my presentation that I didn't notice any label there.
And that's something you definitely would have noticed. It was not there.
Yeah, it was not there. And Damien says, I think I would have seen it, or someone would have mentioned it because of how much the statue is brought up. Many change. Exactly. Constantly talking about this thing.
Someone would have noticed it. Everybody in this community is very observant. We would have noticed it.
I would have noticed it in 2020 when I was freaking out over the steps.
Yeah.
I spent days researching it, trying to find out when the steps were built, covering when there was Hurricane Sandy, they had to repair them, everything. And that's why what I'm about to show you is just as bad as this, if not more. It's worse than this. So here we
I,
go.
I think I would have noticed it too because, well, obviously I would have noticed it, but also because I researched it again
Hmm.
after Hazel Fiverr did a live stream and showed other changes.
Hmm.
So I went back and looked, and I
Yep.
didn't see that when I went back and looked.
Yep. Hey, Preliminal. So I studied this area extensively. The star fort was always solid. It was a solid platform. But now there is an opening with a staircase going into the point of the star. Does anyone remember this? Can you zoom in to the top images for them, please? Does anyone remember there being an opening on one of the points in the back with stairs going into the starport? Anyone? The bottom image is Google Earth. So, you know, it's all out of proportion, weird. I have no answers yet, so stay here. I'm still waiting. Joner Games says nope. Never on star forts. Look like different plane wings to suck more energy to CERN, says Michael E. I never did New York, says Rodney. That's okay. Nope. Whoa, whoa. My chat just jumped. Nope. Now it's lopsided, says TD Mage. Never have I ever, says Manda Animal. Damien G. Opening was definitely not there. The starport was solid all the way around. Exactly. I am freaking out over this. So there's a tag and an opening. This is not our reality. We shifted hardcore.
Mhm.
Not right. I'm so messed up over this stuff. Daniel Wiley, I wrote a paper about the Statue of Liberty a few years ago and specifically itemized the heights of the various platforms under the statue. There was not a special stair section at this time. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it was symmetrical. Yes, I actually didn't have time to do it. Actually, after this presentation, Jeff, I'm going to send you the three options to show them. I didn't have time to do that part of this presentation.
Okay.
All right, we can go on now. Yeah, there was no star fort to begin with. Agree, completely preliminary. I agree. It appears to have been opened during the 2014 renovation. I can't read it because of preliminal's comment. But I saw no pictures of this at all in 2020. Can you zoom in? Does anyone remember it looking this bad? Like that they worked this much on the star fort? Anyone? Like that is a major renovation to me. If I shift again, take you. That's great. Mike Lee says, NASA has a photo of an alien god in sand in Egypt near pyramids. Anyone see that video before a guy deleted his channel? No. I have to see the picture, though. I may have seen the picture, but not the video. I don't think the shifts will stop. I think it's constant. Hi, Jehovah's daughter. Wow, I can't talk. Hey, Jehovah's daughter, Barbara. Welcome. If you get a chance, rewind. You missed something good. Let's see. That big back end never ever looked like that. I know. All the points right. I got you. I'm going to show it to you, Damien. Hold on. Porta potty. Let's see. Doesn't the statue have a real Mason meeting and such? I don't know. Do they? And Damien also has a bizarre memory of a statue actually being gray back in the 70s or early 80s. I've seen pictures of Now, I have covered that there's like, I don't know, 50 Statue of Liberties all over the place. Some of them are gray. So that would support your memory. She was bronze, not brown, bronze originally, which is why she's green. Which also never made sense to me, that you would think they'd say, you know, salt water is going to make this change color. You know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Damien says, yes, she was copper to begin with, but I do remember her being gray at one time. I believe you. Now, after I read this, okay, I want you to zoom in. So, what do you guys think for this? For me, this is a new Statue of Liberty. It did not look like this. There was never a label or stairs in the point of the star. Let me know what you remember in the comments below. You can clearly see that label. It's clear as day in black and white because it's darker than the statue. But can you zoom in on that face? He really does look pissed. He looks pissed with a mustache. Like, what is that face, people?
Whoa.
Like, guys, look at that. He looks pissed.
Yeah.
He looks like a man, looks pissed. That's the only word I could think of. He's like giving someone the eye, like, what are you doing? That's kind of the look that the ghost that I saw in my basement gave me. It's kind of creeping me out. Michael Lee says these demon statues are possessed. He knows his time is up. Jehovah's daughter, Barbara, remembers gray. She was always gray until a few years ago. Yes, the manly face was brought up a long time ago. But this is this is the manliest face I've ever seen on the Statue of Liberty. The most man-like. All right, now, if you could, I'm going to send you the pictures in Messenger to show of the base that I drew and didn't get around to adding in this presentation because we were running so late. It was going to be like options 1, 2, and 3, but you're just going to see the 3 one at a time because that's the only way I can send them to Jeff. Very good, Jeff. You should have them now.
All right.
Curiouser is not going to make the show. And she said, have a great time. Wow. Guys, thank you so much. There's 26 of you watching at almost 3 a.m. Eastern Time.
Wow. Not bad.
You guys are amazing, really.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So I drew these. I was going to put them in a side-by-side presentation. Here's option 1. Okay, let's see option 2. I want you guys to tell me 1, 2, or 3. Okay, which looks right to you for the star for it? Looking aerial view, top down. So this is 1. Jeff. This is 2. Did you skip over 3? You skipped over 3. There's 3 images. Go back. And this is 3. I'm not going to mess up the numbers. So that's 3. 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you remember? Michael E is a 2. Damien's just a nope. Noise Guru is a 2. Ever Josh, welcome, is a 3. Can you show 1, 2, and 3 again? Let them see, because we have people coming in. Welcome, Carrie Skates. All right, so pushing buttons is a 1. We're looking at 1 right now. Not sure. 3 is the closest to Stoner Games. So this is number 1. Go to the next one. This is number 3 because we went out of order the first time. In this question, I'm not asking you. I'm asking you what you remember the star fort looking like after you found out it was a star fort. That's what I'm asking. Like the last time you saw it before now, which shape matched your memory? 1, 3, or 2? The last one is 2, which we have to show again. Oh, preliminary. Which star fort shape do you remember? 1, 3, or 2? From the last time you saw it, not before Mandela effect. Just the last time you saw it. 1. Well, no, we already saw 1. This is number 3, and the next. Jeff, start at the beginning. Go back. This is number 1. The next one. Go to the next one, Jeff. This is number 3. And then the next one is number 2. This is number 2. So 1, 2, or 3, which one do you remember? It looking like the last time you saw it, besides tonight. Okay. TD Major, I've only seen one of them. Here's another sync for you. Super Mario Brothers is talking about Mariah Carey in the chat, Jeff.
Oh, wow.
And that's just us having a conversation. It's not anything about tonight. Games agrees with Damien that was 100% symmetrical, and me as well. I agree with you that it was symmetrical. It's no longer symmetrical. It is this one, number 2.
What?
So Mr. Super Sidewinder is a 3. TD Mage is a 3. Michael E is a 3. Pushing Buttons is a 3. 2, it was asymmetrical for Daniel Wiley, who did the paper on it. So for him, it was number 2. And that is what you're looking at. Number 2 is the current reality.
Number 2 is the current reality, all right.
And the staircase is in the top. See the 2 points at the top? On the left. The top left point is where the staircase is. That was never there in my past. And guys, if you're just joining us and you have no idea what I'm talking about, hit rewind for about 15 minutes and watch the presentation, because there's stuff in there brand new. At least as far as I know, it's brand new. I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Okay, next presentation. Actually, we're on the last new one, so if we talk about anything else, it'll be rewinds after that. But number 2 says Mr. Superstar. Did say it. Jeff, just look at the screen.
Oh, yeah, he must have got my joke.
Mm. I didn't even see your joke. Where are you at?
I didn't write it. I said it. I said,
Oh,
this
you said it.
Number 2, all right.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. Guys, I got to turn the fan up. I'm sorry. It's like 150 degrees in here.
All right, let me get this next one going.
And you're going to read this one because I know you're super excited about it. Make sure you're presenting with sound because there's sound in this.
All right.
Number 1 looks closest to preliminary. It was number 1 for Barbara as well. Oh my gosh, Noise Guru, Jeff. Jeff's all I want for Christmas is.
Oh, wow.
Man, the whole chat is sinking tonight. It's crazy. And then more Super Mario Brothers with Mariah Carey. Stop.
Although we should explain that one, right?
Yeah, you explain it since you brought it up.
So the reason why that's a sync is because I was telling Sandy that I wrote a song parody for All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. And now there's
Right before the
mention of it.
show.
Yeah.
So that's why that's a sync. And now, Rodney, you still here? I want to make sure if Rodney's still here because this is what we were talking about earlier. Here we go. Go ahead, Jeff.
All right. Credit
Earlier,
Cindy
wait,
and Teresa.
before we start, we should mention that earlier in the chat, Rodney was telling us that the first thing we showed, the camping helicopter, reminded him of the Brady Bunch. And here we are talking about them. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Tonight, I have a few questions to ask you that all have to do with the classic TV series, The Brady Bunch.
There's a lot in here, actually.
First thing I want to ask you may not be a Mandela effect, may just be a show I missed. Of the people I showed this to, Teresa is the only one who remembers it, so I'm curious if anyone else does. Does anyone remember the Filmation Studios cartoon, The Brady Kids? I've never seen this before. Have you? Again, this might just be a cartoon I missed, but I wanted to see what everyone remembers.
So, who remembers this cartoon with pandas and dogs and talking birds? Anyone? Barbara says nope. Or wait, used to love that show. Which one? Which one? Hold on. I don't know which one Barbara's referring to. She also said used to love that show. Or maybe the Brady Bunch.
The
I don't
Brady
know.
Bunch, yeah.
Okay. Rodney is a note. Yes, I watched it on Boomerang in the 90s, I think, says TD Mage.
Oh, wow.
Not here in New Zealand, thank God, says Hard to Believe. Thank you, Jehovah's Daughter. No memory of that at all, ever Josh says. Same. I don't think so, says Pushing Buttons. Preliminal does remember it. It was short-lived. Like I explained to Teresa, though, it had more, I think, almost twice as many episodes as the Jetsons.
Really?
Yeah, so even it being short-lived, twice as many episodes as the Jetsons. So, yeah, really. Until the new I'm talking about the original series, Jeff. The original Jetsons.
I know. How can that be?
I don't know. They didn't have a lot of episodes of the original Jetsons.
I thought
It
they
only
did.
had it only had one season. This had 22 episodes.
Get
It was
at it.
never on Australian TV when I was a kid. Yeah, this
Wait
one
a
had
minute.
22.
Hold on. That's a Mandela effect for me, what you just
What?
said. The Jetsons had how many episodes?
Hold on, I'm double check. No. This one that you're looking at now had 22 episodes.
Right, but you said this had twice as many.
Yeah, I thought they said the original series. It's had 24 episodes. The original run. I'm wrong. It's 24, Jeff. The Jetsons had 24 episodes.
That's
They're
it?
about the same. Yeah, that's it.
I thought it was at least 3 or 4 seasons.
It was 3 seasons of 8 episodes, total run of 24 episodes.
I remember so many more.
I do too. We talked about this when I presented it. I thought it said it only had one original season, and then it was canceled and then renewed again. Like they brought it back, and I think that's what they mean by the original run was 24 episodes, 3 seasons. But I could have sworn they only had one season. It was canceled, or 2 seasons, and then it went away and then came back in the 70s. I can't remember. I'd have to look at my presentation that I did a couple months ago.
I used to watch the Jetsons all the time, and I remember there being several seasons and at least 100 episodes.
I'm going to my presentation. No, that's 2020. What did I call it? I don't know what I call it. I just covered it.
So
Why
that
do I
blows
name
my
things
mind right
weird?
there.
Huh?
That blows my mind right there. So there were
Yeah, well,
only
don't let
20.
it blow your mind until I find the presentation and see what I wrote. Maybe Rosie again? Yeah, Astro and Rosie is what I called it. Hold on. Let's see. I'm scanning. Okay. She's always been shades of blue, even bluer in later seasons and the movies. One season in the 60s and 2 seasons in the 80s. I was correct. The original series of the Jetsons was 1 season in the 60s.
Oh,
And then they brought it back for 2 more seasons in the 1980s for a total of 24 episodes over a 3 season run. So this would be just as obscure as the Jetsons, which would mean it wouldn't be obscure, but it is. It's confusing.
yeah, that's strange.
It's just strange to me. I've never heard of this.
And I think I would
I
have heard of this because I was a big fan of the Brady Bunch for some reason when I was a
I,
kid.
I agree, Preliminal. I remember it having more episodes and more seasons. I agree with you. But according to the internet, which we all know can be altered, um, there was only 3 seasons of 24 episodes total.
I call bullshit on that one.
I know. Exactly, Preliminal. I agree. Jetsons and Sagittarius had over 100 episodes in the 60s, another version in the 70s, and another in the 80s. I could go with that 100% because I remember watching the Jetsons all the time and I was constantly seeing new episodes. If
Yes,
there's only 24 episodes, you see the same ones over and over
right.
and over and over and over.
Exactly. And I didn't. I saw just like you remember, just like you just described. That's what I remember. I saw
Yeah.
that.
Barbara, I agree with you, but I'd like to include 80s and 90s into that. 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. All of it. Just
And I know they
leave
had
our
some
history
movies
alone.
and stuff, but I remember regular episodes being more than that. I know they had Jetsons meet the Flintstones and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I don't either. But yeah, we did talk about this, them not having as many episodes as we remember. We did talk about this. This was back in August of this year, August 19th.
I don't know
Oh, it's
how
probably
I
my
missed
birthday
that.
show.
I was there.
I know, it was my birthday show. All right, you can go on. So here's some images, like the intro of the Brady kids, them and their talking bird, an ad. Twin pandas ping and pong. Excuse me, they're twin pandas.
Like any pandas look different anyway.
They do. There's brown ones now.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about regular ones though.
Aw. Barbara says, I wasn't a child after 75. I was a parent. Still a child at heart. Girl, we're all 25 in our heads. I don't care how old you are. You're
Oh
25.
yeah.
After you hit 25, you're still 25 in your head, even if your body feels like you're 90.
I'm even younger sometimes in my head, especially when it comes to my music.
Analog line says, "Why pandas? Stupid." I don't know. Maybe someone who's seen the cartoon can explain. Noise Guru says, "I'm 12."
I'm right with him.
YouTube, he's really not 12. This is not for children, just to be clear.
Yeah, they're stupid enough to actually take that literally, so it's a good
Yes,
thing
they will.
you named it.
Hmm. Barbara says she's 5 in her head. Thank you for specifying in your head. I get ya.
Credit Teresa Lynch. How do you remember the eldest Brady girl's name being spelled? Marcia, Marcia, or Marcia, Marsha?
Why are all the T's disappearing off my thing?
Mandela effect.
No, it's autocorrect.
Now, this one's interesting because I have the current memory, and
I have a duel.
the way I solidified that to be sure was I actually, when I was a teenager, I recorded a song called Marsha Brady, and I wrote it down, and I wrote it also on my phone when I uploaded it into my iTunes, and I have it written the current way.
Well, that could also be Mandela as well. Just saying. But I have a dual memory. I've seen it both ways. But I do remember what the chat is remembering more than the current reality. And the chat I have here, Barbara with Marsha screaming it, SHA. Analog line, SHA. Pushing buttons, SHA. SHA for Mr. Super Sidewinder. SHA for Rodney. SHA for Preliminal. Hey, look up, wake up, good to see you. And let's see, TD Mage is SHA. CIA for Noise Guru, pointing it out that it is CIA. It is CIA. Very interesting. Preliminal saw it spelled CIA during the 70s, but remembers SHA. I remember the cartoon now, says Mr. Super Sidewinder, after hearing the names Ping and Pong. Interesting.
They must have been pretty high to come up with that. Let's put pandas in the show. Like, why?
And call them Ping and Pong.
Yeah, like, where would you even come up with that?
Wait a minute. No, I already answered my question.
Random.
No, it's not random. Pong was actually the biggest game of its time back then.
Well, maybe so, but the pandas themselves being
Yeah,
in
I
the
know.
show,
I don't get the pandas at all.
that's what's random. I
Yeah,
don't
it
really
is
care about
random.
the names. Just having them in there is random.
Look Up, Wake Up says, I thought it was SHA Marcia. And Marcia doesn't look right. I agree.
That's a good point, actually.
I agree, Super Mario Brothers. And when I do see it, I know people spell their name that way. But it does look like Marcia to me, not Marcia. Marcia looks Spanish. I'm saying Marcia just to differentiate everyone. I know it's Marcia, but Marcia looks Spanish. She was always Marcia. I agree. I'm like I said, I have a dual memory because I have seen it both ways, but I remember it SHA. I'm leaning towards that.
Should we move on?
Yes, but Rodney says something interesting first. I heard a star guy channeler on the interwebs say the past changes to accommodate now. That is interesting.
Yeah.
I would prefer now to accommodate the past. So we can rewind a little bit because we're going a little off the rails, in my opinion. Actually, a lot off the rails. We have left the rails and continue going down the cliff.
Yeah.
Into the abyss. It's so bad.
Well, let's get back on track.
Yeah. See, that just looks weird, right? Look at it. That looks weird, right?
Yeah. I honestly have dual memory on this. I think I do too, actually. I've seen her name spelled both ways over the years, but Teresa clearly, there's the T again, missing.
Oh my gosh, guys, I swear to you,
on?
I typed the T's. There might be something wrong with my keyboard. Maybe it's not hitting the key. You know what I'm saying? Because this is weird now. Now the word but is missing a T.
Wait a minute.
All right.
I have to say something else here. They got a Marsha Brady card graded. Why? Just why? Anyway.
Okay.
I
agree. Go
reading this. But Teresa clearly remembers Marsha Brady with the SHA, despite her name always being Marsha with the
Marcia.
CIA.
Preliminal, I gotta say, Preliminal says looks like a different girl. She changes a lot over the years on the show.
Yeah.
Like her face changes a lot. And I believe, now don't quote me on this, I believe she had a nose job, and that's why they did an episode where they broke her nose. I'm just saying, that's my opinion.
Interesting.
But you're going to see some pictures of her older. Look at her nose. I think she had a nose job, and to cover it up, they broke her nose on the show. Just saying. My opinion, not fact.
There's some residue.
Mr. Super Sideliner says good call.
Yeah. It's a good theory. Yeah, that definitely looks better that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that I knew the other spelling. Even back when I was a kid. I don't get it.
They want to call us conspiracy theorists. Now they have a real conspiracy that, Marsha Brady had a nose job. And they made that episode to cover it up. Because everybody's agreeing.
Salt and pepper shakers, really?
Yeah, the real house was sold, guys. Did you guys know it was a real house? I thought it was a set. Like the Golden Girls, they show the house from outside, but really it was a set that you could see on the Backlots tour at Disney MGM Studios. I saw it on the Backlots tour. And apparently the house inside and out was sold. Like the pictures of inside the house that was sold, it looks like a time capsule. It's still done in everything. Like it looks like the set to this day. And it was a real house. They filmed it.
So the actual house looks like the set?
Yes. I'll get pictures. We can show it after this since it's the last folder anyway.
All right. There's some more residue on a mug and a shirt.
Yeah, Teresa went a little crazy with the residue, but she found good residue.
What's ironic is Jan actually wound up being better looking in her later years than Marcia. She aged a little bit better.
I don't think she aged. Again, like I said, I think she changed her face, in my opinion.
I'm talking about Jan.
I know what I'm saying. You know what I mean.
Oh, now I know what you mean, yeah. No, but she still didn't age well. I just saw her in a movie. It wasn't too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of rough. Yeah, everybody remembers Marcia the other way.
Yes, they do.
Which would make more sense.
Oh, this part's blowing my mind, guys.
Another small question I want to ask. Again, may not be Mandela. Do you ever recall seeing an ad or show intro for the Brady Bunch, including in color?
Stay here first, Jeff. I want to hear their answers first. Does anyone remember seeing this image on the screen? And what I'm going to show you coming up doesn't make sense from what I was told. And I'll explain after I hear your answers in the chat. So Barbara says nope. Brady Bunch house used on the show Mannix for many episodes. John Ritter is a bad guy. Interesting, Super Mario. Nope for pushing buttons. Nope for Damien. Nope for TD Mage. Damien remembers it in both black and white and color, but never saw that title. Oh, this is going to blow your mind, just like Jeff's, Damien.
Yep.
Look Up, Wake Up says no. Same with you, Preliminal. The original Brady Bunch season 1 was in black and white, and they rarely played that season on reruns in the 70s. Preliminal? Mm-mm. You're going to be just no. Okay. All right, here's the thing, guys. First, I want you to look at the image on the screen. That is not the first season. That is the 70s. Look at them. The kids are older. Her hair is like cut short. The mom. I can't think of her name.
Florence
Okay.
Henderson.
No, the Brady name. What the heck's her
Carol
name?
Brady.
Carol, thank you. Carol Brady, the first season, had like that 50, not 50s, that mid early 60s flip up hairdo, big hair thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second season, her hair was cropped shorter, fitting more with the 70s, the late 60s, early 70s.
And then she had the mullet in later seasons.
Right. So here is a picture from like the late, like definitely second or third season, right?
And you know
But
why?
it's got the in color there.
You know why it's definitely later? Because he has the straight hair.
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys.
Oh, no, wait, I'm wrong. They started with the straight hair and then it got curly later.
Yes, but here's the thing. He should have stuck with the straight hair, in my opinion. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing. According to everything I read, there were no black and white episodes. The reason why they did this was to let people know, hey, if you get a color TV, it's in color for you. So go on, Jeff. I'm going to double check that while you play the clip. So this is metv.com, and you know that's a newer, like this channel's not more than 10 years old, maybe 20 at the most. Okay? So this is a Manscuse. Go ahead, Jeff.
In this reality, every episode of season 1 began with a bumper shown above. The man's excuse is that it was lost to editing over the years. So why is it clearly shown in syndication decades later on How Ironic MeTV?
METV. That is ironic. But they're claiming that this intro bumper clip was lost to editing, yet MeTV has it. They're playing it. And they're saying that, I'm going to double check, was the Brady Bunch ever in black and white? Let me check.
See, the way I remember it, it was like what they did with Bewitched. The first season was in black and white, but then for syndication, they changed it to color.
Oh, wait. Let's see. I'm trying. The only thing I found is just someone asking on answers.com and someone replying yes. There's no citation. Hold on. Let's see. History of the Brady Bunch. This is on Brady World. Let's see. The pilot episode, The Honeymoon, premiered on September 26, 1969, and the show ran for 5 seasons. Oh, speaking of which, the Brady Kids cartoon, the actual actors voiced the cartoon as well. I forgot to mention that. Doesn't mention anything about the show first airing in black and white or anything like that. It is so hard. I've been looking and looking and looking. Let me just try Brady Bunch first episode. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Let's see. The Honeymoon. Images are all in color. I mean, it's in color. I don't see anything in black and white except for the photos behind the scenes. Let me try Brady Bunch first episode. Was it only black and white? Let's see if that comes up.
Yeah, why would they need to say in color if it was always in color?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, because they're saying in 1969 they were doing it to let people with black and white TVs know that, because not all programs were in color at that time. So the man's excuse the man's excuse is that that bumper was lost to history. But what the internet is saying is that they were letting people know, hey, if you get a color TV, this show is in color.
And what would be the point of showing that on MeTV so many years later when, of course, it wasn't color?
It's because MeTV does show things historically, like they want to show it the way it was shown back then.
Yeah, I
They do
guess.
that sometimes. So that could be why they included it. Let's see. The Honeymoon is the first ever episode, airing on Friday, September 26, 1969, at 8 p.m. on ABC, nearly a year after filming. They filmed it a year before it aired. Let's see. No mention of it being in black and white. Pilot episode starts with establishing shot of a house that is not the Brady house. It's a totally different house. That's interesting too.
I knew about that.
Yeah. But it was shown in color.
People were talking how it doesn't match up with what they show, certain.
They also had different houses too. You gotta remember they weren't together at that time. It was before they got married.
I'm talking about like throughout the series. The house was different than what they actually showed in the actual show.
I mean, here, I'm just gonna send you a few pictures of the. I mean, everything's in color. I don't understand. I mean, and I don't know how they got away with filming this a year before it aired with children that are growing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Cindy and Bobby especially are going to look older. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they did.
Here's some images of the first show if you want to
They
switch over and
did
show it to
older
them.
though. So how could it have been a year before?
I don't know.
I don't remember ever hearing that.
Guys, I'm not finding any. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, and I'm not saying it's not true. All I'm saying is that everything I found online supports that it was shown in color from day one. I can't find anything to support that it was ever shown in black and white. And the only thing I found related to this is that they wanted people to know that if they got a color television, they would see the show in color. That is what the internet is saying that I found. Now, if you find something different, I'd be happy to show it. I just can't find it, especially because I'm live right now. Like, it's hard to do things while we're actually doing the show. But Jeff, if you can switch over before you go on, switch over to Messenger and show the images I just sent you of the first episode. Yeah, and whatever you're listening on. I'll remove this from the stage. Okay, you can do it too.
No, it's not going to work. It's too small.
All of them?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They can still see its color. Hi, Michael Russin. We're talking about the Brady Bunch. Look Up Wake Up says, I remember the pilot episode was black and white. And that's what I'm going to show you pictures of. They're very small, but you can clearly see that all the images are in color. Yeah, Jeff, just cycle through them. They're tiny. Tiny images, full color, not black and white. That's it. And since you're in there, why don't you stay in there for 1 second and I show you the Brady house? You can show them the pictures. That sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a date for you when it was sold. They did I guess clean it up, but it's still got like the same fixtures and everything. It's crazy looking. Okay, so the first image I'm going to send to you is a shot from the it's in Studio City. It sold for 3.2 million in September of this year. Okay? They did revamp the outside color-wise. Okay, so here the first image is going to be separate, and that's the shot from the show. Then the second image is the revamped outside. And then these are then there's two of how it looked before it was sold. And then the last group is the images of the inside. So let me get back to you so I can add you to the screen. So it's very small. Here is the shot you would see in the beginning of the episodes. I think you have to leave and come back to get to the different images.
Yeah. So in order to do that, I have to stop sharing.
I already did it for you. Yes,
Okay.
you do. Yes. I removed you, but you have to stop sharing and reshare again. Yes. TD Mage says, I swear I saw the pilot in color on Nick at Night or TV Land back in the day. I agree with you, but that doesn't mean they couldn't have colorized it. That's what I'm saying. If someone can find residue of it being in black and white for the whole first season or even the pilot, please send it to me. I'll definitely show it. Preliminal World Church passed away. Why? This is so weird. Everybody's been asking about World Church recently. Have you noticed that, Jeff?
Yeah.
We miss World Church. So here is the revamped house before it was sold in September of this year. And again, I can understand if they used a real house for the outside shot, because some they do that sometimes. They'll use a real house for the outside shot and then a studio set. Again, anyone in the chat, do you remember them using a real house or do you remember them using a set? Because I remember it being a set. He does that sometimes, Noise Guru. Recall Vector sometimes takes down all his videos for a while, and then he puts them back up again.
He lost all credibility with me with that Moneybags thing.
Yes, Preliminal World Church passed away in 2019. I think it was 2019. Or maybe 2020. I was too. She was on our channel. She came on either Curiouser or Brian's chat. I think it was Curiouser. It was when Brian was on his hiatus. So it was a set for Look Up, Wake Up. I don't know, says Pushing Buttons. Michael Russum says, I remember a real house. I think we have to remove you to see the other images, Jeff, so I'm removing you.
No, I could go on.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, it lets
Okay.
me. They're small, though.
So that's how it looked before they revamped it. The Brady house now was built to look like the set years later, says Look Up Wake Up. I don't know, this house looks old. It was a real house in the intro, but a set for yard scenes. Now that I could see. The yard did look completely fake. I agree, Daniel. That house looks like it's always been there. To me, at least. Doesn't look like they built it after the fact. And this is what the inside looked like when they sold it in September of 2023. They said it was like a time capsule walking back in time.
Oh, wow.
It was definitely a set because the live audience would laugh whenever it was funny. Honestly, I thought that was a laugh track.
It probably was.
But it was still a set for me, 100%. I remember the house side yard. Yeah, me too.
With that show, it had to be a laugh track.
TD Mage remembers Full House. Yeah, the beginning Full House scene. I know a lot of people are talking about World Church. This has been going on a couple weeks now, pushing. Yeah, she came on live chat. She like I said, she was on our show. I believe it was Christmas 2019. She had to have passed away in 2020 or 2021. I'm wrong. Had it been 20? You gotta remember my memory. I feel like we've lost a year because of 2020. Because Brian took a break 2019 to 2020. Like most of 2019, Brian was gone. Like May until March or May of 2020, Brian was gone. And we were just doing shows on Curious's channel, and that's when World Church came on. Hey, Splatter. It was the 70s, 100% color. The stairs went to nowhere. It was only one floor. I agree. That's what I remember. Mustard Seed of Faith has a dual memory because many years later they had a Brady Bunch reunion and they all came back to the old house. But for me, that could just be a set being built again. I also don't remember the Mondrian style artwork on the wall.
No, me either.
Does anyone remember it's Mondrian? It looks like Mondrian, the squares. Anybody remember the colored squares on the wall?
Everything else looks right, but that doesn't.
No fourth wall, says Mandanimal.
And I do remember the Brady specials where they came back when they were older. I did watch those. Whoa.
Oh, I saw it. Look Up, Wake Up. I was busy in 2020. I'm so busy. Oh no. No, I do not, says Look Up, Wake Up. Yes, says Barbara. Nope, says Mandanimal. No, Sandy.
All right, let's get back
Yes,
to this now.
that was right. Philomeno says I was expecting the World Church to appear more after that live stream, but then that was it. And that's because I think that's when she got sick. I couldn't understand why people painted squares on their walls. I don't know either. I'm with you on that. Daniel remembers the colored squares on the wall. Correct. Most TV shows, when they end everything, it's destroyed. That's true. All right, let's get back to the presentation. Part Jeff's been waiting for.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Credit Jeff Zanzibar. Have you ever heard of a Brady Bunch spinoff called Kelly's Kids?
So yes or no in the chat. Have you ever heard of a Brady Bunch spinoff called Kelly's Kids? No way, says Barbara. No for Look Up, Wake Up. No for Michael Russell. No for Pushing Buttons. Nope for TD Mage. Heck no for Daniel. Well, it's been 7 minutes. Hell no, says Daniel. No for Preliminal. No, who is Kelly? Exactly.
Right.
So Mr. Super Sidewinder.
I think we have enough answers. Nobody's going to remember that.
No for Mustard Seed. Nope for Ryogamine. No for Preliminal. Everyone's asking who is Kelly. I was with a Kelly once. I'm sure I'd remember, says Michael Russell.
There you go. All right. Jeff insists he has seen every episode of the Brady Bunch, but now there is an episode called Kelly's Kids that he's never seen before that led to the failed spin-off by the same name.
But wait, there's actually it's actually two parts, or it has two names. The other name or the second part is The Problem with Dwayne and Steve. So there's either a second part called The Problem with Dwayne and Steve, or it's got an alternate title, The Problem with Dwayne and Steve. So just wanted to mention that because I found that out after the presentation was done. Hey, Lord Frybread, welcome. Except Marsha, and he spells Marsha Marsha because that was one of the questions. But no, Kelly was the third panda, says TD Mage. There was no Kelly. Kelly is the woman in the red jacket, by the way. So everyone who's asking who is Kelly, Kelly is the woman in the red jacket right there.
I would have remembered this, having Ken Berry in it from Mama's Family. There's just no way I would have missed this.
No, it's blowing my mind is the kid right there.
It's not even just that kid that blows my mind. It's the other
I
one.
understand. I know, but we're going to go to the next slide and we'll find out about the kid. You look familiar to anyone?
Oh, now I know what you mean. Yeah, that blows my mind too. I know what you mean.
There we go.
The episode and spin-off revolves around a couple who are friends with the Bradys who adopt a boy named Matt, played by Bobby's real-life brother, Todd Lookinland.
So Bobby's real-life younger brother was cast as Matt in this episode.
Another thing I would have remembered.
Jodie Foster.
Right?
That's a great guess. Love it. That gets a star. Michael Rustin says Marsha, S-H, not Marcia.
No.
It's okay. We get it. That's Bobby. It's not. I swear. Slatter says Kelly's Heroes. Guys, what's Kelly's Heroes? The only Heroes I know is Hogan's Heroes. That's the second time I saw Kelly's Heroes in the chat. All right, go ahead, Jeff.
But he didn't want to leave his friends Dwayne and Steve, so the white couple adopted the white, black, and Asian children all at once.
Uh-oh, we lost you. I think Jeff's computer just crashed, which means we just lost Jeff. So give me a minute. It's just us, so I'm going to do a shout out. He's going to be going in like 3, 2, 1. I'll be gone. I don't know if Damien's still here, but Damien was here. Jonah Games is here. Preliminal's here. Mr. Super Sidewinder. Super Mario Brothers. There's 30 of you watching at almost 4 a.m. Eastern Time. You guys are amazing. Jehovah's Daughter Barbara is here. Michael Russum is here. We have Super Mario. I already said Super Mario, but I'll say you again. Super Mario Brothers 3. Look Up, Wake Up. Noise Guru is here. Splatter 420 is here with us, with me, because he just left. TD Mage is here. Preliminal. World Church is here in spirit. I believe she's watching over us because she has been coming up for weeks now. Let's see. Daniel Wiley's here. Mustard Seed of Faith is here. We also have Pushing Button 62. Mandanimal. I don't know if Mandanimal's still here, but Mandanimal was. Scrolling while we wait for Jeff. Let's see. I said Teeny Mage, but just in case, Teeny Mage 20. Lord Frybread is here. And now Jeff is back. There he is. We saw you go. We knew you were leaving us. It's okay. We knew. Damien's still here. Just us, says Noise Guru. See, Ryogamine is still here. Rodney is still here. Wait, I just lost it. I'm pinning, starring your comment. Yes, World Church, wherever we are, we do miss you. I was going to say, what did I do? Oh my goodness. Joner Game says, this stream pisses me off.
I saw that.
I agree. The enemy messing with our past pisses me off.
Yeah, it's everything.
Just like that face of the Statue of Liberty, looking so angry. What? The HBO logo is actually an owl when you tilt the logo? What? I need to go do that. Huh. Okay, we're going to put it back on. I'm going to go look up. Oh, wait. I just hit the wrong thing. There we go.
All right. So where was I? But he didn't want to leave his friends, Dwayne and Steve, so the white couple adopted the white, black, and Asian children all at once. The show was essentially about diversity. Has anyone heard of this?
Let them answer because they didn't hear any of this. It's the first time they're hearing it. You left at the word friends, Dwayne and Steve. And then
See, this isn't the kind of thing they would have done back then. Different Strokes was the first one to do it.
In my past,
later.
Yeah.
Why hasn't anyone ever mentioned this? Why hasn't anybody ever talked about this, saying the Brady Bunch was the first to do something like this? Because they weren't. Because this is a Mandela effect.
Oh, I'm trying. My chat is jumping. We lost a lot of good folks on YouTube the last few years. I agree. Look up, wake up. Let's see. She was the absolute sweetest. Absolute sweetest. We're a Congress of Owls. Yes, we are. But there's some early birds here. Mustard seed. Early bird. See. Look up, wake up says no. Let's see. A group of owls is a parliament.
Didn't even know they were British.
What I was going to say. Those are the cigarettes I get from my neighbor. And Damien says the only owl logo I know is Hooters. Oh my gosh, it's time for bed for Mustard Seed of Faith at 9:53 p.m. Oh my goodness. Good night, Mustard Seed. Thank you for being here. It's 1:53 a.m. where Barbara is in Denver. I think she said Denver before. I could be wrong. Colorado, definitely, in the Rockies.
All right. So let's move on here. With a revamp of the failed spin-off 20 years later, Together We Stand. This time the show lasted for 2 seasons. Well, 1.5 before being canceled. Has anyone heard or have seen any of these?
Good night, Damien. Thanks for stopping in.
Good night, Damien.
All right, so has anyone ever heard of Together We Stand? It was basically Kelly's Kids redone in the 1980s. I think it was 86. Has anyone ever heard of this?
87.
87? I thought. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Barbara says nope.
Now, this I have heard of, but not the original one.
And Super Mario Brothers also says the pilot was reworked in the 80s as Together We Stand. Yep, that's the thing. Never heard of this either. Starred Scott Grimes, the kid, I don't know his name, the kid from Goonies. I'm sorry, the Goonies now. The kid with all the jacket with all the stuff, with Data, right? That was his name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nope for Mr. Super Sidewinder. I don't, says Pushing Buttons. Nope for TD Mage. Never, says Mandanimal. Look up, wake up. No. Elliot Gould. Yeah, I know. Elliot Gould was in this. No, didn't see that, says Preliminal. Look awake. It says goodnight, Damien.
Now, I never saw this show, but I remember seeing commercials for it. But as far as I knew, it wasn't a spin-off of anything.
I've never seen this. Never heard of it.
It was so short-lived, it was easy to miss.
It was on for a season and a half.
That's not
A
very
full
long.
season. Got another season. They didn't air the final 6 episodes.
I mean, it was during a year we had better things to do, I'm sure.
I guess. I don't know. And I know the mom from somewhere. I can't remember.
Yeah, she does look familiar.
Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. Super Mario, can you tell me who the mom is from? Yeah, who? Who the mom is, what TV series or movie she's from that I know. Like, I know her face. I know she's from something. And my brain can't think. Was he a pediatrician? I don't know, Daniel Wiley. I'll check. I'm just going to look it up. Together We Stand. Okay, so it starred Elliot Gould and Katie O'Neill. No, is Katie O'Neill? No, Dee Wallace. Oh, it's Dee Wallace. Is she still alive? I'm just making sure. Dee Wallace is still alive, just to be clear. She's the mom from E.T. That's why she looks so familiar, by the way.
That's it.
What is this? Hold on. Okay. I was looking something else up. What was I looking at? Who asked the question? Daniel. Oh, was he a pediatrician? Let me look. I am looking. Right now. I'm just going to Wikipedia. Together We Stand, according to, let's see, summary. David Randall and his wife Lori have adopted 2 kids. After seeing how well the Randall family did with an adopted child and a biological child, a pushy social worker gives them 2 more children, an Asian American boy named Sam and a little African American girl named Sally. After 6 episodes, Elliot Gould's character was killed off,
Yep.
and the series focused on Laurie's struggles as a single mother. It does not say what Elliot Gould did. I did watch My Sister Sam and Perfect Strangers and Kate and Allie and Highway to Heaven, which all aired around the same time as this. Like, it was on the same night. So that's just nuts. Jeff, can you zoom in on any of the pictures? Because some people are looking on their phones and it's just too small for them to see. Yes, Preliminal. The Japanese kid is the kid from Goonies, the one who wears like the trench coat and has all the gadgets. No, his name wasn't Data. What was his name?
I thought it was.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because I'm like, it can't be the same as it is Data. I'm like, it can't be the same as from Star Trek. Like it is. Okay.
Finally, speaking of spin-offs, I need to ask you another question about the Brady Kids cartoon.
Vietnamese, thank you. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Do you remember a spin-off of the Brady Kids cartoon starring Rick Springfield as a prequel to the Magic School Bus?
So yes or no in the chat. Do you remember a spin-off of the Brady Kids cartoon? Don't know why the comma is all the way over there. Starring Rick Springfield. That was a prequel to the Magic School Bus. If you didn't see Goonies, he was in other things. I'd have to look it up. No, but it reminds me of Scooby-Doo. That's exactly what I said. Doesn't it remind you? That's what I said to Jeff. I said that, and I said it to Hebrew today. That it reminds me. We both said it. It looks like Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
But it's Filmation Studios. Yeah, let's see. Look Up, Wake Up says no. Pushing Button says I don't. Didn't know there was a tune, says Manda Animal. I absolutely do not, says TD Mage 20. A prequel to Magic School Bus? No. I agree. But it's possible maybe when you see it, you'll be like, oh, I saw that cartoon. Didn't know it was a prequel to the Magic School Bus, but you know what I'm saying? That could happen. What? The theme from My Sister Sam foreshadows Rebecca Schaefer's death? I'll have to go listen to it. I haven't seen that since it aired. We can go on, Jeff. So as Jeff reads in the chat, yes or no, have you ever heard of this?
Okay. Cartoon series was called Mission Magic. It was basically created to promote Rick Springfield and boost his popularity as a teen idol. Has anyone heard of this or seen this before?
And now there's two eyes. What is going on? Look at Rick. Weird. I absolutely do not, says TD Mage. No, says Ryogami. Nope, says Pushing Buttons. She is a he, says Splatter. Where are you watching, Splatter? What time in the show are you at, Splatter? I'm just curious. Definitely no, says Look Up, Wake Up. Nope, says Mandanimal. Nope, and my boys would have watched it, says Barbara. Who's Rick Springfield, says Noise Guru. Oh my goodness, I can't.
Really? He doesn't know Rick Springfield? Jesse's girl?
Daniel Wiley says nope. Ryogami says Got a notification from Moneybags. We are the champion covers.
Yep, I got that too.
So here's some pictures, which again look very Scooby-Doo-ish to me. A little bit more modern, I think. But still, I've never seen this before. It's like the Magic School Bus with a rock star added to the cartoon. And there's some sort of magical hat. I don't know. Very Scooby-Doo-Doo, yep. Springfield, the only Springfield I know is The Simpsons, is Ragami. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Jeff, you still with us? Uh-oh. Jeff, did we lose you at the very end? I think we lost Jeff again, guys. TD Mate says, I know a lot of obscurities, but what in the world? I know. And it's all linked, all of this is linked to the Brady Bunch. That Scooby-Doo-like copy that came out earlier than Scooby. I know. If I were on a spinning ball, I demand it stop and let me off this crazy upside down world. You should make that a t-shirt, Barbara. I don't know if Jeff is with us or not. He's not going anywhere. But he's also not responding, like his computer crashed. So I don't know what's happening, guys. Scooby-Dooby Jeff, where are you? The show is also shown on Springfield's native Australia. Oh, Jeff is here. Good.
As always, I want to know what you remember. Are you affected by any of these, or do you think this is all info we didn't know? Let me know what you think in the comments.
So, guys, I already know what because you're saying it in the chat. Did you hear some of the comments they were making? The Cray Cray bunch says Mandanimal. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mr. Super Sidewinder says, put a 1 in chat if you're there, Jeff.
Yep, and I did.
I see it. Jeff Quantum shifted to a cartoon world. Do people know that Cassius Clay released a CBS comedy album before he was ever a champ? It was called I Am the Greatest.
What?
No, I did not know that. That is interesting. Maybe I'll add it to the folder that I'm working on. Ever get around? Did I do that one? Did I do that folder?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm looking too. I'm looking. Well, guys, it is after 4 a.m. on the Eastern Seaboard.
Yep, I got to get to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say we're going to have to call it a night. I honestly can't believe that we have 26 people still hanging in here at 4 a.m. I know it's different times everywhere you are, but it's still extremely late for many of you in the chat. So I just have to say thank you to all of you for being here with us tonight. Those that left earlier but were still here tonight, thank you to you as well. You guys are awesome. And for those of you that were in La La Land, I hope you enjoyed the replay. It was good seeing everyone. Jeff, you have anything you want to say before we head out of here tonight?
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate you checking us out this late.
Yeah.
Or early, depending on your point of view.
Yeah. So tomorrow night we will both be on Shifty Sunday. I don't know what time. Jeff, you'll be joining us later, right?
A little bit later, yeah.
A little bit later, but we'll be on Shifty Sunday tomorrow night with Hebrew, if you want to check us out over there. And Friday night will be Brian McFarland's birthday show. And we should see you next weekend as well. And I believe, Jeff, I'm sorry, this is the first you're hearing of this because it was the first I heard of it before the show. We're having a show with Curiouser this coming Thursday. Can you make it, Jeff?
Yeah.
All right. So Thursday night we have Curious and Curiouser. Well, tomorrow night we have Hebrew, Shifty Sunday. Thursday night, Curious and Curiouser. Friday night, right here and on Brian McFarland's channel, Brian's Birthday Bash. And then on Saturday, we'll see you back here next week. I hope you guys, and hopefully a little bit earlier. Right, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Definitely. That's it for us tonight, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. And we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube, smash the tube. Turn the strap off, 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 please turn it off. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I've seen this show about 1,000,000 times. Not even funny when I'm drunk or high. Why must we watch Friends? 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 I'm telling you now for the 100th time. To change the channel, this show is a crime. Why must we watch Friends? 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 That laugh track is so annoying to me. They wouldn't need it if the show was funny. Why must we watch Friends? 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 There's so much better ways to spend my day than watch TV sing down a cat so smelly. Why must we watch Friends? 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 Why must we watch Friends?